Welcome back, guys, to Dragon Slayer Games, and today we are going to be talking about our November 5-month account DSA review analysis. So we're just going to check into my account and see how it's going after 5 months and where we're at and all those great fun things about DSA. But before we get started, please like and subscribe, guys. We are growing very quickly in this channel and I'm glad about that, but if we get more subscriptions, I want to see our viewer subscription ratio get even closer and higher. So the more we get closer to like 50%, that would be awesome. So right now we're about 20%. To get up there would be even better. So I know you guys are coming back and watch my videos and that I'm getting a good viewer base. But anyways, guys, let's get into this video and let's talk about what we predicted last month first. So we predicted that raids would come. Now I gave myself a green X here because it means like green X's are good, or I got it right, or in red is no, I totally missed out on it. Now I did give it because technically I got the news right. You know, we were all expecting it, and we did actually get it in a way, but we didn't fully get it. So that's why I still give myself the green X, but you know, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe could have done what I did down here, put a green X and a red X. But anyways, we'll just keep it at that. Give myself some brownie points. Second is going to be the returning events of Jafar and Zerg, and we predicted that right. We were expecting that, and we got like the coconut event and Gizmo. We got events that I totally was not expecting, and that was interesting. But we also did not expect Sensational 6, so that's something I missed on here in terms of events and new characters. So that would be that was pretty interesting for me. And new events and characters down here: Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, Snow White, the Snow White Witch, and the Ursula raid. So I put an X, a red X and a green X because I got part of it right. We got the Ursula raid right. It is Ursula, but we got the other characters completely off because guess what? The last update came out today, and Glue put a lot of stuff out there for some reason. They put a bunch of stuff at different times today for like, they put the first patch notes and they put all these other additional things, and the last one was like actual footage of the raid a little bit, and that was pretty cool to see. And you know, I don't know what that's gonna entail, but these other characters here that I was hoping for, or at least I just wanted a villain. That's all I wanted. They did not deliver. Like their whole thing about October, which they totally failed on. This is such a Glue thing to do, is to promote something and then not deliver. They totally promoted it was gonna be villains October, Halloween. Granted, Halloween isn't here yet, so at the time of this recording, it is that Wednesday of the patch notes, and we have gotten jack crap nothing pretty much. Though it's kind of cool we get the Incredibles into the whole farming thing, but besides that, yeah, not much I can talk about that there. Additions to PvP gameplay, totally flopped on that. Additions to Club Conquest, flopped on that. Gear 8 access, flopped on that because no raids, but hopefully next time we can see those. So I was about, I think, less than 50% here in predictions, pretty far off. But that is what just happened during the entire event, and during October. Kind of sucks, but it's okay because there is still more in this game, of course. So let's go to the goals and see how we did there. So starting 5 will all be gear 7. So I have Aladdin, Anna, I have Aladdin, Shan Yu, Elsa, and Big Bad Wolf. That was my starting 5 at one point, back in early October or late September when I recorded this. And I predicted they would all be gear 7. I have 4 out of 5 of them at gear 7. Aladdin is just one away, so I said, you know, probably by the end of the month I'll be able to get him there. I just need those droplets and I'll be all set. And so I would have 4 out of 5 of the characters there. And I'll talk about in my goals for next month how that's totally changed and stuff like that. So, second, Grand Campaign Grind. Sven and Olaf, hero to 7 stars with the possibility of Gogo, unlocking Gogo. I did get Sven and Olaf to 7 stars, luckily in time for the Elsa event. About 2 weeks before the Elsa event happened, I actually did get them there. And hero, I have not farmed him at all because of Prince Eric, and that totally screwed over everything up. But I do have Prince Eric ready for raids, more or less. Elite Battles grind Genie and Jasmine to 6 stars. I did get that, and actually Jasmine has enough character tokens for 7 stars. I just haven't mustered up getting the gold to spend on her. Club coins Jack to 7 stars, Syndrome to 5 stars. That I completely did, and Jack and Syndrome are there. I just haven't spent the coin on them to get them to the next star level. I had them prepared. Tournament coins Judy Hops to 7 stars, and Madam Mim unlock. You get her to 4 stars. That I did not do. I did get Judy Hawks to 7 stars, and actually did get her fully to 7 stars, but I haven't unlocked Madam Mim yet. I've kind of rerouted my tournament coin strategy, so I'll talk about that later. Club Conquest, 2 Synergy teams above 3k, currently none, and we'll now currently have 2, and the third one on the way. That one being either Tech Team or Big Hero 6 or Oceanic, so we're going to be working on both of those right now. Now let's go on to so in terms of predictions and goals, I would say it was pretty good. I kind of increased my goals for next month just for the fact that I want to beat what I did already, so I want to do better. So like how we just did that, we're gonna go for predictions for November 2020. So playable characters or playable raids and unlocking gear 8. That's what I hope for. New villains characters. I really hope to get some new villains characters. I don't think Ursula, even though they said it's gonna be a playable character, is gonna be unlockable at this time. I think maybe a couple months down the road, once we've had her in the raids for a while, that's when we're gonna be able to play her, which is totally understandable, and it makes sense because why would you want a character in raids and then be able to play with her? This doesn't make sense. And I don't think Ursula should be usable in the raids for that sense as well, because why would I want to use her in an event where she's already the villain? You know what I mean? So that's just my thinking of it. But going back to raids, I do think it's going to be towards Thanksgiving when we're actually going to get raids. I feel like we're going to get Triton Tower one more time before the actual raids happen, just so people can get those last remaining Triton Tower coins, stuff like that. So I do have Triton, I think it's 4 stars. I'll check I'll show you guys my roster after this, after you go through all these things so you can see it all. Anyway, Sensational 6 Part 2, I'm expecting we're gonna get Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto, but not in that order. I think we're gonna get Pluto, Minnie, and then Mickey's gonna be the last character to unlock in that Sensational 6, and that's gonna be a pretty good route, and I think it's gonna be a great way to ensure that we are gonna have a good Sensational 6 team. I don't think Sensational 6 is gonna be like a meta-breaking team, but I hope they're a decent team at least, and we'll see how that all pans out, especially once we see them. And these events here that I'm expecting to see back because of just how Glue is trying to run these events. There's going to be the Baymax, Incredibles, and Scar events. Now, we did see the Baymax event back, I think late August or September. Incredibles in September, and Scar was the time I actually recorded this last video. So I expect Scar to be later in November, but I do expect these guys to be coming back pretty quickly because they just kind of threw these random events in October, and I think Glue is behind in raids, and that's the reason why. I think that they are trying just to throw things in front of us because they are lagging in raid availability, and I think they're maybe running into some bugs with their characters. But that's my thinking of why they haven't brought out villains characters, for instance, and they haven't brought the raids yet, which was a total flop because October was supposed to be the month of raids and the month of villains as well. So that was kind of really disappointing. Honestly, October in terms of content was the most disappointing month I've had so far in DSA, which is kind of sad to say, but it is a good month to start playing because you can start farming some good characters, so not good characters per se, but characters for the raids is what we're thinking for, so you can get farming there. Anyways, these are my goals for November 2020. Is to get my Kingdom and Frozen characters to gear 6. Currently, I have my Elsa at gear 7. I have Anna at gear 6, and I want to get Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven to gear 6. I want to get my Jafar, Mickey, who else? Jasmine and Genie to gear 6, because at that point I can kind of, you know, toss around characters in that Kingdom team. I can choose Yusuf, Jafar, or not, and see which one works better. But at least at that point, it'll be a good team to use for Club Conquest as well. And Grand Campaign farming. I mean, I'm gonna skip down to these ones here so I can show you what actually I have in store for my Grand Campaign and Elite Battles farming. So we'll get to those a little bit later. But tournament coin or tournament currency farming, I want to get Facility to 5 stars and Haiti to 7 stars. So first I'm just going to finish off Facilier because I want to get him for a money pin heist. So I'm trying to get my Downtown Villains team up there in star level, so at least to get him there would be good. And I have some other characters up there as well getting 5 stars. Hades to 7 stars would be ideal to get my mythicals up there, good for Stitch Tower for instance. Club coin farming, Syndrome to 7 stars. He's one of the other characters for Downtown Villains I want to get up there, so I think he'd be good because he's kind of a lone wolfer. You know, he doesn't have a specific team that he works exclusively well with, and if I can get him up to 7 stars, it'd be useful for like tech team or secondary tech team or even the Downtown Villains team. So that's why I want to get Syndrome up there as well. Sully to 5 stars. I feel like there's going to be a Monsters Inc. event eventually. You never know, it could come in November. And Sully would be one of the characters I want to get up there, so he's going to be one of the other ones I'm going to farm in that exchange, but also gear, of course. Now my summoner score. So I've been playing for 5 months, and at the time of this recording, let's see, what is my summoner score? My summoner score at the time of this recording is 112,913. So if you divide that by 5, roughly that is 102. That's about like 10. Sorry, that's about 20,000 and like 200 or something. 300 summoner score a month. And if I add 20,000 to this, roughly that's 32,000. But I want to push for 140,000. Now summoner score doesn't mean everything, but at the rate that I'm growing right now, I think it's gonna be one of the more possible things to do, because I do love just trying to get my score up there right now and just trying to expand my team. So definitely gonna try and do that, but bit of a push because compared to my average, that is a lot. So hopefully it is still doable, of course. Anyways, let's go on to my wait, there was something else I think I missed. Oh, Club Conquest, 4 total, 3k synergized teams, additional Big Hero 6 and Oceanic teams. So this one's going to be more tricky because if I'm going to be farming, for instance, Big Hero 6, that's a little bit harder, not harder, but longer of a grind to farm. So if I get these guys, hopefully I can get them to 6 star or 7 stars, you know, and get them to be very powerful. And Oceanics, really my goal there, my goal Oceanics team is going to be a like Gantu, Bubbles, Stitch, Moana, and like Davy or Maui, whichever one there works best. But that's going to be what I'm looking towards for that Oceanics team. But we'll see how that comes along. And I do have Davy. As long as we can get some good Club Conquest wins in the coming weeks, I can definitely get. I think I can get Davy to like 6 stars. And definitely gear him up as well, level him up. That is my total goal, to get him there as well. So that's what I'm looking forward to with these teams for Club Conquest. Now, I'm going to be switching over to my diagrams that I made for Elite Battles and Grand Campaign farming. So the first one you're seeing here is the Grand Campaign farming. So you can see I have Eric, Hero, Gogo, Bubbles, Gantu, and Ian with those purple arrows. Now, we're going to keep this here. I might change it now that they have the Incredibles. I think I'm going to add the Incredibles here as well. But those ones are the initial ones I want to do, simply because they are part of the meta, but also they have affiliate towers as well. So that is my goal. That's why I have Ian here, for instance. Ian, that Onward Trail is actually very great. They're very powerful, very useful, and if you use them correctly, they do require tanks. So a good plug and play character with that team is like Simba, but they do need tanks. And to use him effectively, it's really revolves on Ian and getting him to use his AoE at the end. So kind of like a show yourself type of thing, but with Barley and giving him tactics and all that kind of stuff, very effective. Anyways, I'm not gonna. We should stop talking about that team. It's just more of an account review, right? So, like I said, this is how we're gonna go. This is how we're gonna check our progress from November forward. Like I said, we're probably gonna add characters here and there, but as you can see, this is the way it works is more event focused. So I have these guys in the top row here at the purple because of the meta, but everything after that is more event focused. I'm gonna have the Incredibles because I want Dash, and then you can see I have these guys. I know it might seem weird to have like the Toy Story characters here, but I want to get the what's that oh gosh, the I can't remember, not bucket, but the two like stuffy gosh, let me just go to the game real quick because I know what the spell is, I just can't remember it. I know you guys are probably laughing at me like, why don't you know the spell? It's what was it called? Wild Imagination. That's what I want. I want a Wild Imagination, so that's why I'm also farming these guys a little bit later. And then moving onwards over here, I want to finish the Scar event, so that's why I have Rafiki here. Now, these guys are not exclusive to Grand Campaign, it's just I just chose to put him here this way, and if they're not on this list, they're either farmable in the Tournament Exchange, Club Conquest, or Club Coin Exchange, and also I've probably finished them already. For instance, like Sven and Olaf are not on here because I've already finished them. And then so after Scrooge, very, very great character, put him with the right team, very good. Then you see that I have the remaining characters here. There's going to be the Nightmare Before Christmas trio, followed by the Kingdom trio, Shere Khan, Randall, Demona. It's pretty random after that. There's no like specific route after that of who I'm farming. Unfortunately, you have what's her name, Pocahontas last, but it's I mean, when am I going to really use her? But you can see that the red arrows indicate more optional, while the purple arrows indicate most important, and that's the route I'm going to try and focus on and keep the most. So we're going to see this same image later on, and we're going to cross them out or indicate which ones I've completed or not, and you'll see that in the coming months, of course. And I think for me to actually finish this, it would take probably a year. Maybe, actually no, because I can farm a good amount. If they come like in Christmas time, if they come out with like a spooky chest type of thing, it would be a good way to see that as well, to get like some bonus energy. That's a good way to do it. So elite battles here, I have Genie, Honey Lemon, Fred, Wasabi, and Barley, and those yellow arrows, followed by Chunk, Simba, and Woody. So elite battles don't have more exclusives here as much as, actually elite battles have a little more exclusivity, a little harder to farm as well, just because you're maxed out on the total attempts per day. But one character I don't have on here is Dash, and honestly I probably would put Dash before Barley, because Dash is just such a great offensive character that I want to put him on here. Now you're probably wondering, why do you have Genie before Honey Lemon? Well, I just want to finish off Genie, and I think I can definitely finish off Genie. And in all honesty, I could probably get Genie and Honey Lemon finished within November. I'm thinking, actually no, maybe not Honey Lemon, but at least Genie for sure. I'm pretty sure I can get him done by the end of November for sure, but I can get some good progress on Fred and Honey Lemon. I always try and focus on just finishing the cheaper version. Let's say like Honey Lemon for instance has like both of her farms are like 16 energy, then I just do both. But if it's like 12 or 16, I mainly focus on the 12 and don't really too much about the 16, because I'd rather just do the cheaper version, for instance. But that is what we're doing so far. I mean, these are the type of things, this is just my account, like where my mindset is in terms of farming and stuff like that, where my account is growing. And now I'm going to show you guys my actual account. Let me just switch the cameras over real quick. Here we go. Now we have this, and you can see, I should hide my face. There we go. So you can see more of what we're doing over here. So if we go back, you can see where my team is at right now. We have a good handful. If you break this down, rarity, I have 11 7-star characters. Currently, I have 4 Gear 7 characters. Actually, hold on. Actually, no, I'll just do it this way. Next time, I'll show you on my DSA.fan account how it looks, because it's a lot cleaner there, I think. As you can see, the rarity also kind of follows the gear tier as well. But we have a lot of characters still down here at the bottom who I don't really use at all. But they're growing. They're growing. If I were to break it down by faction, for instance, let's go to my kingdom team, for instance, is growing. A lot of these characters can be easily farmed. These guys up here are all going to be at least gear 6, and then maybe down here I'll work on these guys a little later. Frozen, I have to go down to the frozen section here. These guys are, a lot of them are gear, like, I just need to get these guys to gear, was that 6? Need to bump up their level as well. My goal is to level up these guys like level 55 or 60 just to make them more usable. And let's see, let's look at my big hero 16. You guys are gonna be laughing at me because how do you have the summoner score this level and this is your big hero 16? I have nothing. I mean, I literally have nothing for a big hero 16. I'm not happy about it, but it's just because the meta changed so much. But I'm kind of happy the meta's kind of calmed down. It hasn't changed that much, so I'm able to catch up just a tad bit and make these teams more usable. I'm gonna get Yokai to 5 stars eventually soon, so that's gonna be another good thing. Spells wise, I don't think there's too much to say about these spells other than I'm trying to get like Blue Fairy Slumber. I've actually used Blue Fairy Slumber. I still think it's an effective spell because currently I don't use people like Hero and Bubbles who cleanse. So since I don't use those guys, Blue Fairy Slumber is effective for me. But because you can have characters who on the field now who do stuff, who do what Blue Fairy Slumber does, it's more important to use stuff like sorry, did I call it Blue Fairy? Oh, I can call it Blue Fairy Slumber, Blue Fairy Magic, my bad. So I like using Fairy Slumber, I like using Peach Shadow, Clock Tower, Golden Hammer. These are the spells I'm trying to use. And actually, I'm trying to get my Headless Horseman to level 2 because it's very effective. It puts out silence. So don't skimp out on that. It's actually a very good spell once you get it to that 2nd tier, basically. But besides that, I don't think there's much. I want to get higher in tournament. Obviously, I want to get to that top spot, but I need to use a more meta team, unfortunately. And what I'm missing from that meta team is, it's pretty obvious. It's gonna be, where is it? It's gonna be my Bubbles and my Gantu who are holding me back. I need to get these guys up there. I mean, 35, 41. They could use some love for sure. And also, as you can see, I do have Triton and I do have Stitch, so a lot of my team could use some love. And I have Moana, so I could go full Oceanics if I wanted to. That would be a good one to do. I just need to level these guys up, get my Oceanics out there. This isn't a bad team, just there's no tank with them. I could throw in Eric there and probably take out maybe Gantu or Moana, something like that. Work it out and get these guys going for those Oceanic teams. I have been doing a lot of farming through the spooky haunted chests, haunted packs. And trust me, when they let me buy these things with real money again, if they do on Halloween, I'm gonna buy a crap ton because well, I did get Oogie's costume here, but I want to get just the energy and stuff. That's what I'm looking for. So anyways, guys, I think that pretty much covers my account. Now at 5 months, I guess, like, if you want my own, like, feelings of the game and personal opinion, like I said earlier in the video, I think October is a complete flop in terms of content. Unfortunately for Glue, they just totally flopped on it. I'm having a lot of fun. My club did crack the top 100, which was nice, and we're getting a lot of player movement, getting some big boys into our team, big whales. So having a lot of fun with that as well. And I want to be a staple in my club, which happily, I'm very happy that I've been able to contribute a lot to my club, and they've blessed me as well. So I'm happy about that. I'm just looking forward to what the end of the year can bring us in this game, and I do see a very long life for this game if they continue, you know, with raids. And I think they can do a raid for each faction. Really, I think that would bring a lot. Like adding more to Club Conquest, or adding like another club game feature or something like that. Fixing PvP is the biggest thing I want them to do. I just want them to fix PvP so I can do kind of like what Cozy's doing, a deathmatch, something like that with my teams. But because I don't have everything maxed out, it'd be kind of fun to see where I can go with these characters, have some fun with them. But anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope it gives you a good analysis of where you can be in 5 months. As you can see, I am at, well, I'd rather go here. So you don't see some of the other stats there, but you can see I'd rather be over here. You can be at 112,000, and why not? You know, it's definitely doable. Remember, I'm a semi free-to-play player. I do the VIP pass, and I do get occasional passports. I will say the new passport coming out that Glue's doing, the premium one, is actually very tempting to buy at 30 bucks, but it's 30 bucks. You gotta remember that as well. It is 30 bucks, but compared to this pass holder, which is pretty trash, the new one with the dash coins, all that kind of stuff, very, very tempting to buy for sure. It would actually let me unlock dash, but would it be viable? I'm not sure. Definitely something I expect whales to buy if they haven't already unlocked those characters and maxed them out. But the gear drops since there are very, very tempting as well. Except I will say the abilities drop could use a little bit more. I think they just kind of really skimp out on gammas. They gave you a decent amount. I think it's 135 or 155 betas you get in the new passport premium version, but you only get like 30 or 35 gamma, which doesn't make any sense in my opinion. They need to bump that up a little bit. But anyways, guys, I hope this was informative to show you guys where your account can be in 5 months from a semi free-to-play perspective, and hopefully it was useful overall. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments or message me on Discord. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Please check out the Twitter and Twitch. Twitch is growing. We just hit over 100 followers, which is a great accomplishment. Really, really fun. And also, if you haven't done so yet, go to Discord. We're chatting it up over there, having a lot of fun. And if you're looking for a club, check out the screen right now. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have 7 clubs for different varying levels: beginners, mid players, very competitive players. So definitely check us out. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys had a great time watching this. I hope you guys are having some fun and excited for raids as I am. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.